This episode of The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast post-show, is sponsored by, well, of course, you. If you want to learn more about how you can support the show, go to patreon.com/thearena_podcast. Hey everyone, welcome into the post show for episode 74. I'm your host, Expat, along with my co-hosts, Burly and Gaming on Twitch and Turn-Based Carl. How you guys doing, man? Hanging in there?
Doing good. I didn't want to interrupt you in your nice end there, but we totally forgot the Game Pass stuff.
Don't worry about it. We'll talk about that next week. We'll talk about March, because probably next week you have the end of the month, Game Pass games, but then March is probably going to be announced this coming week, I think, right, Carl? Probably?
Yeah. I don't know about that. It might be the next week.
Yeah,
but
next week's the last week of the month.
Expat's really just helping the Elden Ring gets put on there so he doesn't have to buy it.
It's definitely not happening at this point.
Definitely not happening. You think, Carl? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. No. This was what I mean. It looks like they decided that we're just not going to be involved in February. I would say Total War Warhammer 3 is actually a pretty awesome game to have on there. It's PC only, so obviously it's not going to get talked about as much in that space.
Yeah.
But if you're a PC person, I mean these games have been fantastic.
Right.
And that is on there, and that is coming. Is it this week or when is that one?
It's coming this coming week. Yeah.
Oh, actually, it's alright. It's out already, February 17th. So that's already out.
Yeah.
Move over, Horizon.
Hey, if you're the kind of person who likes those games, this game is just as big and maybe even better to you than something like Horizon. I mean, these games are like huge. There's so much in them.
Do we have any confirmed games for March for Game Pass yet, Carl? I don't think we do yet.
Yeah, I'd have to look at what's coming out. So again, as I can point out, on OpenCritic, Total War Warhammer 3, average 89. That's 36 reviews, and the critics recommend score is at 100%. If you want to compare this to Horizon Forbidden West, 89 also on the average, and 95% critics recommend. Now that's 115 reviews, so it's a bit more wiggle room there to see what's someone might have a lower opinion, but you can see that game Total War is huge. It's a fantastic franchise. So.
Yeah. Okay, so this episode of the post show, we're going to kind of veer a little bit away from video games. We're going to talk about some stuff that happened during the Super Bowl, of course, because last week was the Super Bowl in the U.S., of course, the biggest sporting event of the year, and obviously lots of commercials, many commercials, and of course we had two big trailers that came out for Marvel that kind of want to get to on the post show, talk about them and what we thought about them a little bit. So let's start with Moon Knight, because I know, Carl, you're really looking forward to this one. And of course, we're going to be covering the episodes on our Patreon show called The Marvelous Marvel Discussion Arena. So what did you think of the Moon Knight trailer?
Yeah, it looks cool. Again, I think this trailer is just kind of more of what we got from the first trailer. I wasn't like more excited from this than I previously was. It just continues on the tone we got. We see more of the costume, which looks really cool and really, it's just like I just got to see this show. Whereas I don't need to. There's not a lot of much to talk about and theorize on what there is. So there was that one shot. Was it in the trailer? I don't know. I saw it somewhere of this sort of formal looking Moon Knight costume. I don't know where that was from. Did you guys see that?
I might have seen it. Obviously, during the post-show, post-edit, I'm going to put in the trailer so people can watch out for that. But all our viewers and stuff. But I don't remember it, by watching it. I don't know. Burly, what about you?
I haven't watched the trailer in a while for the Moon Knight, but I am liking the trailer because Moon Knight is a character I know a little, but not very much.
Well, let me just read real quick for you from the Wikipedia site. Of course, appeared in the Marvel Comics first in Werewolf by Night number 32 in August of 1975. So
I remember that day in 1975.
yeah.
Okay.
It says the son of a rabbi, Mark Spector was a former Marine and CIA operative who became a mercenary despite his conflicted feelings about violence and morality. So during a job in Sudan, Spector was appalled when ruthless fellow mercenary Raoul Bushman attacked and killed archaeologist Dr. Alaroon. So after saving the archaeologist's daughter and colleague, Marlene Arloon, so Spector was then mortally wounded by Bushman before finding himself drawn to a recently unearthed tomb for shelter and placed before a statue of the Egyptian moon god Khonshu. So it goes on and on about the background of the Moon Knight story here. But obviously, of course, the main character, of course, from Star Wars, obviously.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Did you, Burly? I guess you looked in the picure I put in the comments there.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was an Empire magazine exclusive, and however this plays in, it's awesome. It's just this like fancy white suit that he's wearing, and he's got them like this Moon Knight helmet mask, this mask over with the glowing white eyes, and he's got this little cane. I don't know, it just looks so good.
The crescent moon on the forehead of it.
Awesome looking like cost. I don't know why it's something that is from the comics somewhere. It's like that's cool. I like the Egyptian god aspect. I noticed what's his name? The bad guy has this like cane in the trailer that has the crocodile heads on it, which is a reference to an Egyptian god, I believe, Sobek. So if they're really playing into all of that, that's awesome. And I know there is that aspect in the comics, but depending on the version, how far they go into that, that's cool. Because if you think about what we got with Thor, right? And Thor is all based on Norse mythology gods. We can do something similar with Egyptian.
Yeah. So yeah, Oscar Isaac, of course, is playing Moon Knight. So yeah, and then again, we also got another trailer for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So
this one's huge.
Yeah, how'd you guys feel about this one? Yeah, it's good stuff, man.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Dude,
and Scarlet Witch, of course, coming
this
back.
Movie looks insane now. I'm so hyped for this movie now.
Yeah.
I'm just okay. So Professor X is in the movie, right?
Yeah.
He's in it. We heard his voice.
Well,
he's there.
From the Wikipedia page on this, it says Patrick Stewart, who portrayed Charles Xavier, Professor X in 20th Century Fox's X-Men film series, appears in the film in an undisclosed role.
Undisclosed.
Yep.
But we all know we all know, and it's setting up when Strange is getting taken in, and you hear his voice. They're pretty much confirmed. This is the Illuminati.
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
And that's why he is obviously a version of Professor X. What version? I don't know if he's going to be the ones from the movies. Although, if you look at the X-Men movies, is there one version at this point? They've messed with time enough that there's probably already multiple versions running around. I mean, Logan is obviously, that movie sort of says, kind of like X-Men 1 happened and all the other stuff, maybe not.
Yeah.
So,
and it also says
the good X-Men movies happened, the bad ones didn't.
Also, it says the creature Gargantos appears in the film.
That's the one that we all think is Shumagorath or looks like Shumagorath. is Gargantos for whatever reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I honestly think it's probably maybe they're just going to use it as an obstacle that's visually interesting, not necessarily a significant villain. Whereas like Shumagorath is probably more significant than that.
Yeah.
The Illuminati thing is just so interesting because I'm so like into thinking about who are the members that we're going to see. You see the council chairs, and there's at least 6. One of them looks like it's hidden, but there's 6. Someone actually pointed out that it makes sense that there might be 7 members because there's a space in the middle, and Professor X has a wheelchair, so he doesn't need a chair. So there could be 7 members. I think one of them, based on what you see, if you know the image on the left, I think is Black Panther, a version of him. I'm hoping that's like the Michael B. Jordan version, like in an alternate world where he became Black Panther, or he was the Black Panther, right? Well, he wasn't. We already know he had the costume. But like, then you could have obviously Mordo is part of it. We see him there.
Yeah.
And instead of maybe a Doctor Strange, or maybe their Doctor Strange is dead. Who knows? Like, obviously, I don't know. But there's other versions of him too. One of the things that is in this trailer that people mistakenly thought was something else, but now has been confirmed. If you guys remember, there's that shot of like someone like flying and attacking Scarlet Witch, and they have this like orangey glow, and they're shooting blasts. That looks to be Kang, actually.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kang the Conqueror.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, who I think will be one of the Illuminati and possibly maybe the stand-in for Iron Man, because in this version he is a descendant of Tony Stark, and what we see of him looks like a version of maybe the Superior Iron Man costume, where the face is exposed, right, but it's got the band around the head and this going around the chin. That's what you see in that. Because there was an 8K version of this trailer that came out, and you were able to see the face was definitely Jonathan Majors, who played Kang. Who, in the comics, a younger version of him is Iron Lad, part of the Young Avengers, who has an Iron Man suit. He just looks like Iron Man. So it makes a lot of sense that he would be some sort of version of that. And we saw those Ultron bots, so like there's the assumption that a version of Iron Man is part of this team, and typically is. There's that other weird rumor of like, oh, it's Tom Cruise because he was cast to play, or they were looking at him to cast him to be Iron Man before RDJ, but I don't know if that's happening.
Yeah.
There's so much interesting stuff there. America Chavez, and when you see like the when she's strung up in the trailer, and there's those star portals behind her, because that's how her powers work. She can like punch holes into dimensions, and it's in the shape of a star. Just that effect looks awesome. Whatever that creature is that's like screaming at her, that looks like almost like cloth, like wrapped whatever. There's just so much cool imagery in this. The zombie Doctor Strange with the multiple arms.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to covering that with you guys on the Marvelous Marvel Discussion Arena. Yeah, we're gonna probably do a live stream review of the film like we did for Spider-Man No Way Home. So looking forward to it. So a lot of stuff to talk about on that.
That one I'm really looking forward to. That's one of the Marvel movies I'm really looking forward to. I really did love the first Doctor Strange, and this one you're seeing a lot of different things, and he's now paying for those consequences for fucking around in Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So release.
Did you notice also there's a part where they're falling through dimensions, and you see dinosaurs in one, whatever dimension that is. Could be, there's a bunch of options for that. But then one of the portals the next portal you see is actually animated world.
Oh, so like the Spider-Verse maybe.
Some animated world. I'm like, oh man, that's gonna be interesting. We'll see what they do with that.
Yeah. Anyway, releases May 6th in the US, and it's the 28th film of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. 28th film now. So wow.
Oh wow, that'd be 28.
Yeah. So looking forward to that a lot. So
what's gonna be 30? What's next? Ant-Man, I guess, and then what else?
Yeah,
is
I'm not
this year?
sure.
Thor. Thor could be 30.
I think Thor: Love and Thunder is next, right?
Yeah.
After that,
It might be. Yeah, actually, Ant-Man might be next year.
Yeah, I think Ant-Man's next year.
I think Ant-Man's 2023.
Yeah, and with the Marvels, that's going to be 2023 also.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, that's a
I think
thing.
this November maybe is Black Panther 2. If I remember.
I mean, there's no way that's coming out this year.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, it was scheduled, I think, for this November, but no, it's not coming out. I don't know. After Thor: Love and Thunder, I'm not sure.
The timeline's all screwed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely know Thor is this year. That's late this year, I believe.
Yeah, it's later in the year. So. Okay. So before we end the post show, what are you guys looking forward to play the most in March? So for me, I'm not sure. Maybe Ghostwire Tokyo. I'm thinking of playing that. I'm not sure. But, what about you, Carl? Triangle Strategy? Is that the number one game for March?
Yeah. Triangle Strategy.
Yeah, Burly.
I'm really excited for that game.
Yeah.
Kirby is probably the one I'll put the most time into at the end.
Cool.
But Strangers of Paradise, the Final Fantasy one, I know that game's writing and story is going to be stupid as shit. I think if you've played the demo, I think Carl said he played it or seen some stuff. You can tell the writing is just going to be bad, but just like that cheesy bad. So,
yeah, that thing.
Your 80s cheesy bad action film writing. So I can't wait to play that, but I think Kirby is the one I'm really, because they're doing something so different with Kirby, finally doing 3D and the upgrading the powers and all that. I know that is just going to be a blast to play on stream.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Thor is July?
Thor is July, and it's still listed Black Panther Wakanda Forever for November. Yeah.
November 11th. How is that even going to be possible? No, they have to delay that movie, man, because if they don't, it's going to be like the first movie where they got to rush the visual effects and they're going to be bad. Because the first movie has some of the worst visual effects in all of the MCU.
Yeah. Then after that, the Marvels in February next year, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 in May, and Ant-Man and the Wasp in July. And actually later this year, that Into the Spider-Verse's sequel is coming as well. So
don't forget about Morbius, guys.
Yeah,
Morbius.
Oh, trust me, I keep drinking to forget about Morbius.
Dr. Michael Morbius. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't like the movie.
I'd say I think it'll be better than both Venom movies.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe. I can watch Venom 1 even though I know it's not a good film.
Yeah.
Venom 2 I've yet to see.
Yeah. Of course, all of this content, of course, we'll be bringing it to you as they come. So we'll be on our Patreon, of course, and everywhere on our YouTube channel. We'll be bringing you content and review reactions to all these movies and TV shows. So we're looking forward to bringing that to you. So it's time to finish up the post show. You can find me on Twitter at expat_1. Carl, where can people find you on social media, man?
It's on Twitter at turnbasecarl.
All right. And Burly?
You can find me on Twitter at BurlyMenGaming. You can also find me on twitch.tv/BurlyMenGaming.
All right. So thank you so much for listening and viewing the post show. We hope to catch you again next week for another edition. There you go.
Signals the end.
Signals the end. That's right. So take care, everyone. We hope to catch you next week for the podcast and the post show. So take care, everyone. Peace out.